everybody. Welcome to the Evening Reader. My name is Priscilla. Nice to see you. How is everybody doing? Saturday. Hopefully you're taking some time off this weekend. Gonna get a chance to do some reading and do some booktubing. Cruising the tubes, as they say. I don't know if they actually say that. I just made that up myself. Maybe they say it somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, so here we are. I actually made a video yesterday and planned to post it, but then I realized that there were several things that I forgot to say that I forgot to talk about, and also then some things changed, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't decide to post that one. It wasn't a botch filming issue, so that's a good thing. It was actually just well, it was just me being absent-minded, I guess. So, business first. Pleasant business. I wanted to thank Nikki at Red Dot Reads for giving me a shout out this week. I know I have, if you're watching this, maybe you're a new subscriber that you came over from Red Dot Reads, because several of you commented that you came over because of Nikki's suggestion, and welcome and thank you. I'm really happy about that. Yeah, the subscriber level is above 500 now, and I'm shocked and amazed that I've been on BookTube for like barely over a week, and that I've been so lucky. It's just luck. I don't know. It's just stars aligning or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I should buy a lottery ticket or something. I don't know. But it's really wonderful. I know that it's kind of a tradition, I guess, to do like a Q&A for 500 subscribers, but this is only my 5th video, so I don't know if you guys feel like you even know me well enough to want to do a Q&A. Should I do that? I don't know. It feels presumptuous because I'm so brand new, and it's not like you've been watching me for, 5 or 6 months and it grew gradually, and, maybe now you know a little bit about me, you want to know more about this thing or that thing, I don't know. So if you want me to do a Q&A, I could do one, I guess, but yeah, I don't know, maybe leave a comment if you think that's a thing. I don't know, feels a little strange. But I mean, I guess it could be fun. I don't know. Yeah. So what else? Yeah, just a kind of a nutty week, busy work week. Had to take the cats to the vet to get their shots. It's all good, just the checkup, the kind of yearly maintenance thing. Finished Ninth Street Women. I think I said that on Monday. I don't remember if I said that in my video on Monday, but I finished it. I have many thoughts, so I'm going to do a deep dive on that one because I think it's worth talking about for the book itself, and also maybe just talk a little bit about voice and nonfiction, because yeah, this one was a little tricky. It's a little tricky, but I won't go into it. Because I want to save it for the video. I also finished Finley Donovan is Killing It. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm going to do a deep dive video on that. I think a lot of people have talked about that one. And I don't know how much I have to say about it. I mean, it was really cute. It was kind of zany. It just reminded me of like a movie from the late 80s or early 90s for some reason, even though it's super modern. I mean, it's like set modern day. But yeah, it made me think of like kind of, I don't know, Married to the Mob meets Good Girls. Have you ever seen that show, Good Girls? I think it was on NBC maybe. And it moved over to Netflix, and it's got Christina Hendricks on it, and Retta, and I can't remember the other girl's name. Oh, I feel bad. But they kind of, fall into a life of crime accidentally, the same way Finley Donovan does. It's a really cute show. I've only watched, I think, like the first season and a half of it, but it kind of gave me those same vibes. Just sort of this accidental, life in shambles, and something happens and they, you know, like kind of stumble into, oh, okay, well, this could be profitable, but do I really want to do this? Is this who I am? So it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. The my Kindle book, because I'm reading it on Kindle, actually has the first part of the second book, but I did not start that because I was like, no, 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 no. I've got enough things on my plate. I do not need to try to keep going with that. So I don't know if I'll keep going. I'm not really great with series. I tend to, you know, read the first book and then just move on with my life. Only in some cases am I good at sticking with it or following on if an author, if I really like an author, like Tana French. I read all of the Devil Murder Squad books because I just, the minute they came out, it was like I had to have it in my hands and read it. But, you know, trying to read like Donna Leon, who I like, and Louise Penny, who I also like. I've only read two or three of each of theirs, and yeah, you know, I don't know. It's like they're fun to pick up now and again, but then I forget. I kind of just forget about them, and I think if I tried to read them all in a row, I would just maybe get a little sick of it. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So what else? What else? I have been cataloging all of my Kindle books in a spreadsheet. Totally stole this idea from Sonia at An Enthusiastic Reader. Uh, Trying to put them all in there, all my unread books. It's just like, okay. I don't think I'm doing it exactly the way she did it because I'm not putting in books that I know I'm not going to read, that I haven't read or haven't finished. I have lots of books that I DNF'd. I have books that where I got far enough and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm just done with this. I'm not going to go any further. Those are mostly like nonfiction-y type books that not like history, but just maybe like self-help, or some are like essays where I just was like, yeah, no, that's not really that interesting. So yeah, I'm doing that catalog and then trying to figure out how I'm going to tackle this because, you know, I know she went through and she like marked some books that she thought she wanted to read. She like gave them a one. She did like a 1, 2, 3 ranking. And I feel like I'll give a book a one and then next week or next month I'll be like, why did I give that a one? So I'm so moody. It's just terrible when it comes to books. It's like I'm a total mood reader. So I can plan like about 2 weeks to a month in advance, but even then I can do like I can pick two for sure, and then I have to have open slots where it's like anything goes. So I'm not sure. So I may put this list together and then I may just all the burden on you. I may be like, you know, come up with a pick a number system or do something and make you guys pick a number and then that's what I'll read. Because otherwise, I'll just sit here like a massive indecision. It won't do me any good. It'll be the same thing it always is, which is I'll just it seems so daunting to go to your own shelf and figure out what to read. Whereas it's like the book of the moment, even I don't necessarily mean it has to be a brand new published book, but it's your book of the moment that's on your mind or that you just heard about, someone did a review of, even if it's an older book, and you're like, oh my God, that just sounds amazing. I have to read it. And then you go buy it and you read it. It's just, that's so simple. It's so simple to just live in the moment. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I'll think about that. Yeah. I DNF'd a book this week. I don't really like to DNF books, but I do it. Because, yeah, I just, life's too short and there are too many books. And honestly, this is a book that if I had realized what it was, I probably would not even have bought it. But it's been on my shelf for a while, and this author has a novel coming out, which I thought sounded really good. And now I'm thinking if the novel is in the same vein as this book, which is it's a story collection. I don't know. I may not do it because it's speculative dystopian fiction, and that is a genre I don't always get along with. I don't like feeling pushed out by an author. I don't like feeling like I'm standing outside trying to figure out what's going on, and not because it's like, oh, it's really making my intellect work, but almost like, what? I don't, yeah. So it's too bad. So the book is Friday Black, and it's Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah is the author. And he got his MFA at Syracuse. So I think he must have studied with George Saunders, because the thing is that George Saunders, I have the same problem. I have the same problem with him also. Sometimes he just loses me. I'm like, this, I don't, I don't know if it's just that it seems overly clever. It's like the author's too interested in being clever and not interested enough in making me connect with the characters. Uh, this also had a blurb, it has a blurb, well, it has a blurb from Roxane Gay, and it just says, read this book. So I don't know. I trust her, but this just didn't. Oh no, it's got a much bigger blurb from Roxane Gay here on the back. The edge of the stories in Friday Black is razor sharp, ready to cut deep. This book is dark and captivating and essential. This book is a call to arms and a condemnation. Adjei-Brenyah offers powerful prose as parable. The writing in this outstanding collection will make you hurt and demand your hope. Read this book. Marvel at the intelligence of each of these stories and what they reveal about racism, capitalism, complacency, and their insidious reach. The first story is brilliant. The first story is the Finkelstein Five, and it's heart-wrenching and not so far off dystopian. I mean, it seems plausible in today's day and age, even the way this story goes. And it's about a guy, his name is Emmanuel, and he wakes up in the morning, and every morning, this morning he wakes up and he answers the phone, and he realizes it's a white person calling about a job, and he talks about dialing down and dialing up his blackness with his voice, with his clothes, with his facial expressions, just really hideous stuff that that black men in America are forced to do. I mean, they really are. And in the story, Emmanuel, he's got a job interview, and he's going to go to the mall and buy some clothes. Not fun to go to the mall when you're a black person. And get followed around by security guards just because of the color of your skin. Anyway, there's a man named George Wilson Dunn who has recently been acquitted for murder, the murder of the Finkelstein Five. And the Finkelstein Five are 5 black children. And George Wilson Dunn murdered these children with a chainsaw because they were standing outside of the library. And he came out of the library and saw them there, and he was with his own kids, and they had their videos or whatever, and he saw these 5 black children, and then he went to his car and got a chainsaw and then proceeded to kill the children because he said they were threatening to him. And the youngest one, I think, is 7, and the oldest one was 14. So yeah. And but he gets acquitted. The jury goes into deliberation for like 27 minutes, and then of course says, yeah, no, he was just defending himself and his kids, and he was just trying to protect his freedom and protect his children. And the story goes back and forth between Emmanuel and bits of the trial. And Emmanuel, on the bus to the mall, runs into a friend of his named Boogie. And it turns out that a sort of group, like, how do I say this? It's not a cult, but there's a movement. There's a movement that of black people avenging the deaths of the Finkelstein Five, and they carve 5 into their skin for each white person they kill, and they just are ambushing white people. And Emmanuel's thinking this is not good, but by the end of the story, he's kind of caught up in this wave. And it's a really brilliant story. It's very well written, tight, gripping, well paced, and just infuriating, as it should be. But then the next few stories, it's like he's got a flash fiction story, and then he goes into this story, The Era, and it's so far into dystopian and like just weird naming of things and what is even happening that I just felt pushed out. I'm like, and I feel pushed out of this kind of fiction no matter who's writing it. So this is a me thing for sure. I just don't have the patience. I like to connect. I could connect with Emmanuel in the first story. I really like to be able to connect. I can't connect with this kid in this story because it just, what he's saying to me just feels like nonsense. So, yeah, I just decided to DNF it because I don't want to, it's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. If you've read this and you really liked it and you want to convince me to pick up some other, read some of the other stories in here, I'd be happy to hear, because I feel terrible about putting it down, but I mean, there it is. So yeah, I'd like to hear what you think. Making some progress on Strangers on a Train. This is my second March Mystery Madness read, Patricia Highsmith, and yeah, I think I'm on chapter 3. So I'm like 10% of the way through the book. I think I'm on page 28 and it's 260 pages. So it should be pretty easy to get through this week, I think, because it's already gripping and already interesting and already a little squirmy and just full on Patricia Highsmith. And also, can I just say, this is her first novel, and I bet she wrote like 8 or 9 novels and put them in a drawer, and then this was the first one that she had published because she's just already a master. I think I like this better already, though, than Mr. Ripley. I'm not sure. That's the only one I've read, and I read it so long ago. But now I've been convinced by Anne at Anne Novella to pick up Deep Waters. Yeah, because that sounds amazing. Maybe after this one or sometime this year. But I just can't believe this is her first book. I mean, it feels like it's just not fair. It just feels like it's not fair. She just is already a master, already just tight prose, just really amazing. So I look forward to talking about that one. I know most people have read it, but I still think it'd be fun to even just do a short thing on it. So the other thing I'm reading is Ship of Magic, Robin Hobb, the first book in Live Ship Traders. I picked this back up, getting back into it. I really like this. I think it's just, I read the Farseer trilogy last year, and so far I like this better already. And I'm not that far in. I'm only about 150 pages in. But I like the multi-point of view, and I think it's because I like multi-point of view stories, and I liked Fitz, and I liked the story in Farseer trilogy, and I realized, and it set up a lot of great things, but I got tired of Fitz. He was, I mean, I think in a way that's good, because she lets him be annoying, and she lets him be frustrating, because I think that's who he is. And he frustrates even the other characters around him. He just kind of makes them crazy, and that's good and right. But this is about the traders in Bingtown and pirates and the live ships, which is like these ships are quickened by the people who built them, so it's like they become part of the ship, and it's very, very cool. So having some fun with that one. What else? Yeah, just kind of trying to figure out what to do next in terms of reading. Like I said, I'm a mood reader, but I like to think a few books ahead if I can. I think the next nonfiction book I'm going to pick up is Cast by Isabel Wilkerson, because I've had that on my shelf for a while, and I really want to read it. I really loved The Warmth of Other Suns, I think it was, or Warmth of a Thousand Other Suns. That book just blew me away. It was so well done. So I may pick up that next, or I may I may go ahead and read Say Nothing, which I just bought on Kindle. Patrick Radden Keefe, about the Troubles, kind of a true crime story about the Troubles, because we're traveling next month. We're going back to the States for about 12 days, and so I have that on my Kindle. So I probably will be picking some Kindle books next month to read. So I have stuff to read on the plane. Although sometimes I just get distracted by movies. But, I don't think there have been that many good movies out that I want to see, unfortunately. So I'll probably be reading. Yeah, because I don't sleep very well on planes, and I can't do audiobooks, because actually the audiobooks do kind of put me to sleep, but it's always like they put me to sleep, but then I wake up and I'm like, what? What happened? And then I try to rewind it, and it's just, yeah, just kind of doesn't really work. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. What else? I had a nice little rant in my last video about my TBR, but I guess I calmed myself down. Um, it's just unwieldy. I think I have almost 700 books. I'm not talking about my shelved books. I'm talking about just my TBR on Goodreads. And what do you guys do? Do you have a system? Do you cull your TBR? I try to cull mine like once a year, maybe more often. And I have tried different things, like by date. Like, I think I ended up taking off everything that was before 2016 or 2017. I probably could have gone closer in years. I've tried taking off, like, if I have multiple books by one author, like I'll take off all but one book. I've tried taking off everything that has below a certain rating, like below 4 stars. But it's still just, then I just keep adding books and it just gets unwieldy. I mean, what do you guys do? Do you just not worry about it? Or do you feel the pressure? Because I feel kind of pressured. And honestly, at the beginning of the year before I started this channel, I almost deleted it. I thought about just deleting it and starting over. Because there's no way I'm going to read all those books. No way. Because I'm going to just keep adding books to it. So I thought maybe just take the pressure off. I've already got a really large shelf to read collection, and just, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you do? Any tips or tricks, or should I just do it? Should I just go for it? Delete it, start over? It'd probably be, with BookTube, it'd be at 700 books again by summer. Oh well. All right. Well, I think that's all I've got for today. Kind of just to check in and say hi and let you know what was going on, and let me know what's going on with you. What are you reading? Have you read any of these? Do you want to read any of these? Yeah, and I hope that you have a great weekend. Have a good Saturday, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.